Welcome everyone to another video, and today we're going to take a look at Heracross. So for season 9 of Go Battle League, Heracross got sort of like a double buff. So now it has access to a bait move, Rock Blast, and one of the charge moves that it already has in the game, Mega Horn, got a 10 damage buff to it. So I'm just going to test it out and see whether it's actually good. Since Rock Blast is usually needed as a bait move, so I will just try both moves at the same time, and let's just say that it has a lot to be desired. I mean, of course there are some matches that obviously win, but then again there are also some lineups that you will have a hard time against because of its typing. Obviously, it being a fighting and bug type, there's a lot of weaknesses for it. You know, some weaknesses that fighting does not usually have, but bug has also contributed to its downfall a bit, and also it has a double weakness to flying, which is problematic. Also, it's weak to psychic, it's weak to fire now because of the bug type, you know, things like that. So of course it does help in a way, but then again in some situations like this one, for example against this Toxic Croak, it's very bait dependent, and because Toxic Croak is also very squishy, this win was actually, yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting this to be a win because like Mega Horn would be double resisted because it's a fighting poison type Toxic Croak, but then again somehow we did win. We just needed one more counter right here and we somehow won. So yeah, I would say that this buff doesn't really do much for Heracross in Go Battle League in general, but maybe in a close meta setting it might be beneficial, because if some of its weaknesses are banned or something like that. But overall, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a Rock Blast, but then again pairing in Mega Horn might not necessarily be the best of ideas. Maybe you want to go for close combat instead, or Earthquake. That might give you a little bit more coverage instead. So looking at this battle, and my opponent has a Shadow Nidoking, which also got a buff with Sand Tomb, if I'm not mistaken. Sand Tomb being a 40 energy charge move, it is not as good of a bait move as compared to Poison Fang on Nidoqueen, because at least with Nidoqueen, a 35 energy charge move in Poison Fang deals 35 damage, whereas Sand Tomb, if I'm not mistaken, only does around 20 or is it 25 damage, so it is pretty weak. So of course the upgrade also getting a bait move, but then again it won't do much overall. And then here we have our Heracross again. Yeah, I mean, Heracross has some play with Mega Horn, of course. I mean, here I was very surprised. It actually does about 60% of Shadow Nidoqueen, which is quite surprising, but then again Heracross is quite glassy, so that was really nice damage. It was really nice to know that it actually can beat Nidoqueen with energy and with some health advantage and also shields. And here we are going against a Frost Breath Lapras. Of course, you want to run Ice Shard on Lapras, but then again, even if you don't use Ice Shard and you use Water Gun, Frost Breath is strictly a downgrade to Ice Shard. It doesn't, of course, it has high damage, but the energy generation is just very low. There's no point of using it. And yeah, and this is also one of the Pokemons that two of our Pokemon in our lineup is weak again, so we only have Nidoqueen to go against it. I'm just hoping that I can farm it down before it gets to another move, which I couldn't. so I had to waste both shields here. And their last Pokemon is, yeah, they brought back in the Lapras. So I was hoping that I was gonna get to 2 Poison Fangs, but because they managed to sneak in that Frost Breath, I needed to switch straight away so that the damage transferred to my Alolan Sandslash instead. And then their last Pokemon is Poliwrath. So yeah, here Alolan Sandslash, if only you had Bulldoze, you have done neutral damage instead, but here we went with Gyro Ball and that is resisted. So basically Poliwrath in this instance is a hard wall to our Alolan Sandslash, and we tried to get to a Poison Fang just to soften it up for Heracross, but we did not manage to do that. And yeah, here we managed to just counter it down. Dynamic Punch will be resisted because of the bug typing. Scald will do neutral, and here we have enough for a Rock Blast to kill off the Lapras. So yeah, we managed to win that game, but you will see later that there are a few matches where we actually lost with this team. Maybe this is my team comp, but then again, Heracross is very hard to accommodate in the open meta setting. Even in remakes, for that matter, it's quite hard because you still have things such as Hypno in there, or Toxicroak, or in this case Diggersby, even though it's a normal typing which Heracross is supposedly supposed to win easily, but then again, because he has access to Fire Punch, then it makes Heracross's job very hard if it doesn't have close combat, because Rock Blast will be doing resisted damage because of the ground type of Diggersby. So yeah, we had to sacrifice the Alolan Sandslash and save the shields for Heracross against the Diggersby because we just do not have a clear answer for Diggersby. Diggersby would have done great against all 3 of our Pokemons without shields. And they have a Manibus at the back, which was quite interesting that they swapped out, but then again, Greedent is also another normal type, so they will most probably want to keep it away from Heracross. And you see here, Greedent is just super spammy, and I think it's like it only needs 3 bullet seeds to a body slam, and I think on the 4th body slam it only needs 2, so that would be 11 bullet seeds to 4 body slams or something like that. And because it's so bulky, it gets very irritating because you have to fight with it for so long, because the animation will also be quite long as well. And yeah, somehow I mean, we have, if I'm mistaken, we won this, but yeah, like as you can see here, Megahorn with the buff, quite strong. Even though this is only neutral to Manibus, Manibus is very tanky, but because Heracross is also quite glassy, we managed to win that easily against the Manibus, and here we can just counter it down, no issues whatsoever. So yeah, very nice team, though it was quite weak to a fighting type, generally speaking. And yeah, this is one of the worst leads that we can find, and also the worst Sushin that we can find, because there's no way we can come back from this, like, because the only counter that we have for Hypno is Alolan Sandslash, and the only proper counter that we have for Machamp is the Nidoqueen, because our Heracross only has Megahorn. And as you can see here, it's very unfortunate the Hypno has Thunder Punch. Actually, wait, is this the game that Hypno has Fire Punch? No. Okay, maybe it only has Thunder Punch. Yeah, it only has Thunder Punch, but then again, because it's loaded from the Nidoqueen, we couldn't farm even more so that we can throw on a Machamp, and here they can just come in with the Machamp and they have a Ferrothorn. And here we made a mistake. We should have gone straight for the Megahorn, but we didn't, and they managed to get the charge move through, and it was Thunder, even though it was a good shield, but because But because now we are unshielded, we are not able to get any good moves or any reasonable damage on the Machamp. Yeah, Machamp can just Rock Slide here. It does neutral to a Heracross. So yeah, Heracross is very much a liability in this instance. It doesn't do much. But hey, nothing you can do there. And this is also a very iffy matchup as well, Whiscash, because Whiscash, even though it takes neutral from Ice Punch, it also deals super effective back. So here I decided to just let it go. There's no point of trying to keep it alive. And you will see here that I actually miscounted. I thought that Heracross would be hit by a Blizzard, not realizing that, oh no, yeah, I didn't shield here, but yeah, I mean, now they have a B-Barrel. I think this was a triple water team, and a triple water team does not do great. Two Pokemon that does that is basically weak to water types, because Iron Sandslash is useless against water types, practically being resisted all the way, and then Nidoqueen being a part ground type, also taking up a lot of super effective damage from water type moves. And they have Empoleon, so it's very beautiful. There's nothing we can do here. If we had a close combat, it would have been nice, but yeah, we couldn't do anything here. If we had a close combat, we would have won, but because we wanted to test out Mega Horn, Mega Horn would do literally nothing here. So yeah, that would be a GG's there. I mean, this is the team that we went against was quite nice, quite spicy as well. I would say B-Barrel, not usually used. But then again, this is when you want to try all these Pokemons at the start of the season, where the winds will not necessarily affect your ELO. And then my opponent did quite a nice swapping into their Nidoqueen, while there was also a lack of judgment on our part, throwing the Poison Fang after they swapped. I think we did one or two more after that, and here we tried to catch them off guard, and we did, and they brought in their Toxicroak back in. So yeah, that's quite fun, I guess, for them, because we do have a Heracross. We just have to mine the Sludge Bomb. Hopefully the Sludge Bomb does not get us here. And then yeah, it was a good shield here, the Sludge Bomb right there, and then we have Hypno. Oh, I think this is the one where they had a Fire Punch. So yeah, I mean, we couldn't do much there. If we had Thunder Punch, maybe we had a better chance, but unshielded Heracross and Alolan Sandslash with the both weak to fire, no chance against the Hypno. So the Toxicroak is just basically a passenger in this win, in a way, not having to do much besides that Mud Bomb to kill off the Nidoqueen. I mean, they didn't need the Nidoqueen anyways, they only needed the Hypno. The Hypno would have won it definitely for them. Yeah, so this is where the loss started to get irritating, because even though I want to try Heracross to make it work longer, I didn't manage to. And this is where it actually did work, because they swapped into Obstagoon, and Heracross is just smiling away, counter it down. Both of its charge moves that it usually has, Night Slash and Cross Chop, will be resisted. And then here they brought in their Shadow Nidoqueen back. You can just shield it. You can just go for Mega Horn. I think yeah, we tried to go for a double, we couldn't, so we brought in the Alolan Sandslash again, and shielding it just in case if it was Earth Power, which it was. And yeah, and we tried to try to get the Ice Punch first, but then again, of course, the lag threw us off a bit there. If I'm mistaken, they shielded. Yeah, they did shielded, and then they swapped. And no, they didn't swap. But yeah, their last Pokemon was Mandibuzz. It's the standard Poison type Double Dark moveset. But here we try to preserve the Alolan Sandslash for the winning move, because you need more than one Ice Punch to beat Mandibuzz. But if we can use our Nidoqueen to soften it up with Poison Fang, then one would have been enough. But then again, because Poison Fang also adds up over time with the Poison Jab damage, so you couldn't truly see the power of a Ice Punch on a debuffed Mandibuzz. Like here, they managed to Nidoqueen managed to do some work and almost killing off the Mandibuzz easily. It's already in the red, not needing any shields for Nidoqueen, and here Alolan Sandslash can win the CMP and win the game. And yeah, going to the next match, here's another one. This is where I made my mistake. I should have just stayed in. Alolan Sandslash will just take neutral at best from mirror shots, so this will not do as much on them, because yeah, I mean, we have just stayed in. We could have just gotten Nidoqueen to handle Dragalge maybe, or even using Nidoqueen instead of Heracross to beat Ferrothorn, because you can see later they have a Pokemon that Heracross will have done beautifully against, which, if I'm not mistaken, is Wishcash. So very nice. Wishcash suddenly making an appearance against us. I mean, when Swampert is banned from Remix Cup, Great League Remix, I guess Wishcash is the natural alternative, but then again, it's very irritating because it's so spammy with the Mud Bomb. You can't really do much with it unless even if it is neutral damage that you get from Wishcash, it does add up. And it also has that surprise Blizzard as well. So this team, one of the things that it is hard to go against is Wishcash, and here they managed to they basically managed to catch it on Dragalge, and here I know that it was game over. I needed 3 Ice Punches, but I will not get to it before their Wishcash gets to a Mud Bomb. And yeah, so our final game here, it's against a Hypno lead. Again, very beautiful, and not in a good way, I guess, because Hypno is just super irritating for our backline. And then here we shielded just in case it was a Fire Punch, and it was a Fire Punch. So again, what are the odds, right? Getting the Hypno that basically breaks our team apart. And we tried to go for a second Ice Punch, and they managed to shield that. And I was hoping that we are able to survive this to get to a next Ice Punch, but we did not get to it. And then we just wanted to Poison Fang it down, but then again, they needed that was the third confusion, which they would have gotten to a punch move, and here they brought a Golbat in, and yeah, it was game over. We couldn't do much anyways. Earth Power is single resisted, and then Heracross just couldn't do much, and they have a Nidoqueen, so yeah, that was GG's. So yeah, of course, overall, Heracross, Open Great League format, not recommended. Maybe in some restricted meta it will be useful, but other than that, yeah, there was no point giving it Rock Plus. I think it would have been better served getting some other move, because its typing is just really bad. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and you drop a like, leave a comment. What do you think about Heracross? And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.